Come light it up, I'm ready to go. Come light it up, come light it up, I'm ready to go. Come light it up.
What's interesting is, again, shouldn't be a surprise to anybody on this call, but if you take a look at 2021, we generated about 84 zettabytes of data, and that is projected to grow to about 150 zettabytes of data in 2024. Now, there are three very interesting points here. The first is that if you take a look at all that data that is generated, only about 6 to 7% of that data is actually even stored. And then when you double click into the data that is stored, what's interesting is that roughly about 80 to 90% of that is unstructured, 10 to 20% is structured. And the growth modality is mostly on the cloud and it's mostly on the edge. So if anything, on-premise is sort of flat to going down, most of the growth is actually projected to be on the cloud and edge. And then the last very interesting point is that more than half of this data, more than 50% of this data is actually dark data. So, enterprises actually don't use this data at all to create any type of business value. Now, all this to say that the architecture of the future has to support the scale, the growth, and the complexity of modality of this data. So that's our finding number one.